Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Maverick, and I know I've been gone for a very unacceptable amount of time, but y'all know I'm like a solar eclipse. I'm not always there when you want me, but when you see me, it's super, super nice. So, as y'all see, I have got new glasses since the last time I did a video, X amount of months ago. I now have a pair of black and gold Ray-Bans, and as you all can see, I'm sure they have the blue AR effect in them, which is so helpful for me as somebody who does not have a lot of space in between my gaming chair and my television. My old glasses did not have blue AR in them, so it definitely caused a strain on my eyes during gaming. Now with the blue AR in these glasses, I can literally sit here for as long as I want, as close as I am, and not feel a strain on my eye. I got these from Costco, the frames themselves, but unfortunately Costco was no longer doing blue AR. They still do blue AR, but they no longer had that blue effect because whatever the labs that they get the chemicals from no longer have those chemicals. So I had to take these on down to Sam's Club, where they should have been free in their entirety at Costco. Excuse me, I had to pay $189 to get this done at Sam's Club because I just think the blue AR effect is so cool. And the reason why you can see if you can see like the screen is because I'm sitting in front of a white TV screen because I needed the lighting. So hopefully it's not too distracting. If it is, turn your brightness down. If you have YouTube Plus, like I do, YouTube Red, I think it is, you can do other things in the background and just listen to the sound of my voice as I review Snowfall, Season 4, Episode 6, Say a Little Prayer. Now, this episode was really good, and I'm just going to touch on a few things from the previous episodes that I did not review. I'm going to start reviewing this every week now. I wanted to do it every night, however, I only have Hulu, and Hulu gets the episode the next day, so I won't be able to do a review the same day that the same night that the episode airs. So I have to do it a day later, or maybe at 12 o'clock. Maybe I can start doing it then. I don't know the actual premiere times on Hulu, but I have to wait. So with that being said, the main point of contention between Franklin, Scully, and Scully's girlfriend, man-boy sisters, Tianas Mama. I don't really know her name. I cannot think of it, but that fucking micro braid lace front that she wears, it makes my skin crawl. I'm so sick of this. Everything don't fucking have to be a lace front. If you can't get like some long, voluminous locks in the lace front, don't be trying to turn braids into a lace front. I'm tired of them. Fucking every time I see that shit, it gets on my nerves. Cause you can see the edges, the fucking artificial edges on the side, and it just kills me. But she's pissed because her daughter got killed by Leon, which we don't even know if Leon pulled the fucking trigger. I think I have to go back and rewatch the episode. But that's the main point of contention between those two groups, is because Tiana was murdered. And here's the thing. We don't know if Leon pulled the trigger, but at the same time, what's being missed, of course, is the fact that them niggas drew fire on them first. They knew that little girl was in the back seat, and that did not stop them from trying to take Leon and his crew out. If they were smart, if they actually gave a fuck about that little girl, they would have just drove off, dropped her off down the street real quick, turned around, did a U-turn and do a drive-by on them niggas, and then she would have been unharmed. But however, they did a shootout with her and her mom in the backseat. I'm like, wait a minute. How did everybody get killed except for her? And this bitch wasn't even grazed like Suge Knight when Tupac got shot the fuck up. I'm like, really? Come on now. She ain't get like a bullet wound to the arm. Her forehead wasn't grazed. That lace front wasn't shot off like nothing. I'm like, okay. But regardless of the fact, that was just stupid for them knowing that they had them in the back of the seat and to engage in a shootout with the niggas. I felt like that was so dumb. But of course, niggas wasn't thinking. They just seen an enemy that they need to take out real quick and drew fire. But Fatback and Leon survived, and unfortunately Tiana was murdered. And it's like, come on now. Evidently, it seemed like Tiana was meant to be murdered because my fucking man boy shot up the place while she was fucking there, and then they had the shootout when she was in the car too. So it just seemed like it was just in the cars for her to be killed. Hate to say it, but it is what it is. Leon thinking that he could do everything on his own. It's like, how could you? Franklin was the plug. And then you seen what happened when you try to do it all yourself. You was selling that cheap ass rock that the people was eventually about to start rebelling against your ass for selling. And then you didn't have anything. How could you thought? And then when shit got hot, who was taking care of you? Fucking Franklin. So Leon just seems to be somebody who's really emotional, but he's just emotional about the wrong shit. He's emotional about things that he can't control. And this isn't the business for him. Like, he was still holding on to that grudge because so-and-so had gotten killed. Look, he told them not to go over there with them fucking Mexicans because the Mexicans was beefing with their asses. They went over there and got stabbed up. Mind you, while having a gun, fucking Ese Rios only had a fucking blade and he was able to stab both of them hoes and live to tell the tale while y'all were fully armed. Didn't understand that. So if it's like, bitch, if something like that happened to you while you got a gun, you deserve to die, seems to me. With that being said, and then you were mad about Franklin shooting homeboy, but Franklin told him, do not shoot in front of all these people. There are hella witnesses. It's broad daylight. And there are kids there. Dude just couldn't fucking control himself, so Franklin had to make an executive decision and take homeboy out. And it's like, Leon, if you are going to hold grudges like that for that long, you need to be the fuck out this business because emotions will have you two things, broke or dead. So the episode opens up with Reed. His father is telling him that he ain't shit and he wish it would have been his ass who had gotten killed instead of his brother Matt. Leon chokes up and then his father tells him, I don't think there's ever a reason that we ever need to speak again. I liked it because I don't fuck with Reed. And then it transitions to Wanda, I'm so worried about Wanda. Wanda is like the only character on this show that I'm genuinely concerned about because I'm like, what is about to happen to her? Is she gonna die? Is she gonna be like Wanda from Holiday Heart? Like, what is gonna happen to Wanda? But she was up in there like Ray Charles trying to kick in that addiction, and I'm like, how the fuck did she have a motherfucking Leon fro when she came into the hospital? All of a sudden her shit was laid like a yoga mat. Who the fuck was doing her hair while she was in the hospital? You need chemicals for that. Like, was the nurses slipping her some motherfucking Just For Me perm when they was fucking taking care of her? I need answers. But she gets clean and she gets out of the hospital and she literally has nowhere to go. And I'm like, maybe I need to go back and watch the show over because what happened to her family? I'm like, go somewhere. Go to Mel's family. Mel, a motherfucking born again, good Christian woman. Go to her. Hopefully she forget about you kicking her in the face with that skate and stealing her chain. Go to fucking Leon's family. Go somewhere. But I was like, wait a minute. Is she literally about to go out and go get some crack? But she had went to where the homeless people were. And I was like, oh my God, what a scary place to fucking be. I'm somebody who don't even like to be out in certain neighborhoods after a certain time. And she's like, I'm about to go be with the hobos. Like, I would be scared of the hobos. Be that as it may. I really can't go in chronological order here. Because I'm just terrible to remember chronological order. So I'm just going to touch on what I want to touch on as I remember it. So Louie and Jerome go out to Little Rock, Arkansas because she knows somebody who can sell some more rock for them. So she goes out and meets with her sister. Can't remember her sister's name. Her boyfriend, Jimmy. I want to say that's their son, Charles. I don't know who he is. And they start telling them about the business. Now, Jimmy, he's not having that shit. He's like, what the fuck are you trying to get us into that we can't smoke it? And now we need guns to protect ourselves. And all Louis could say was, just do what the fuck we tell y'all gonna be good, and y'all gonna be good. I'm like, bitch, that's not good enough. Is this shit poisonous? Is it anthrax? Like, are people gonna be coming back to try to kill us for it? Like, I need more reassurance than just y'all telling me what the fuck to do, how to do it. I'm gonna be good, bitch. I want to throw this shit in your face and tell you to get the fuck out. But it was really his wife, Louis' sister, telling him, like, everything is going to be good. We need this money. I'm tired of struggling. We got this grown-ass man in our house who I don't trust. I feel like Charles is shifty. I feel like he going to fuck everything up because he's young, he's full of vigor, and I feel like he's just going to make the wrong decisions. he's either going to get killed or have the whole shit fucked up. He going to be fucked up the thing. And then they have this little girl, and on top of that, they have another baby on the way. So she's like, yeah, we need this money, and we need it now. So just shut the fuck up, or I'm going to leave your ass, and you can figure out what you're going to do with your truck. So he plays ball, and Jerome is just like, when he gets Louis alone, he's just like, what the fuck are we doing? We did this to get rich. Ain't we rich? You got the club. You got everything you want. Why are you trying to fucking expand the network when it seems like we don't have to? And she eventually tells him that they are in a hole with Reed. Reed is the reason why Franklin was able to get off that murder charge. He's the reason why they've been getting all that shit for so cheap. They're in Reed's pocket. So whatever he needs, they have to provide. And that's why she was giving that money to her sister. Hopefully all is well. Mama is maybe 6-7 months pregnant. We don't need her and the baby to die. So man boy, he goes over and talks to Tiana, and Tiana's mama, because I really can't remember her name, and I don't want to be sitting up here calling her lace front. So he goes to talk to Tiana's mama about where the fuck Leon is, and they have not seen Leon. He's been under the rock with Patrick. So Tiana, she gets her name Tiana. Tiana gets pissed. And she's like, you know what? This ain't working fast for me. So one day Scully comes home. She up in there cooking some shit. She's saying she cooking up some shit for some hair. And it's like, he should have known she was fucking lying because she wearing a fucking micro braid lace front wig. But he didn't know shit. She said she needed a lot of money fast. We not knowing what she needed that money for. Fucking Reed pays Franklin to visit. And he's pissed because he still hasn't given up Leon. And Franklin's like, I'm not doing it. And of course, Reed's still in his feeling because he's reeling over the death of his brother. So he's just like, look, I had a brother myself. I don't give a fuck. Shit has to get done. So Franklin needs to make a decision fast. And his decision was to have Fatback take the rap for that shit. Now, initially, when they were sitting at that table telling Fatback what he needed to do, on the look in his face, he has so much uncertainty, as would anybody. I don't know if I would have done that shit. I feel like I would have just got the fuck out of Dodge. I think as long as you got a car, you can get the fuck out of Dodge. You can go somewhere. You could be like Tyler Perry living in your car, figuring out how you're going to do it, taking showers at homeless shelters and gyms until you get a job to make something of yourself. You can do that shit. But me going to jail over what somebody else did, that's not a good plan. I feel like I would have just got the fuck up out of Dodge. But Fatback, he decided that he was going to take the charge for Leon. They sent his ass to jail, and his bail was $1 million. Now, I'm like, nah. Even if I would have had the $1 million, my cheap ass would have been like, I would have been all gung-ho on bailing his fat ass out. Then once they told me that bill, I'd be like, oh, damn, that's crazy. I would not have been trying to do that shit, but they were prepared to bail his ass out of jail. Wanda gets the days of the payphone. Do y'all remember payphones? Wanda's able to get Leon on the phone, and she's desperate. She's scared. And one thing about her is that she was self-aware to know that if I do not get help, I'm going to slip, and I'm going to be back out here sucking dick for $2 a dick to get 20 to go get some cheap ass rock. Like, she knows that. So, and I was like, Leon talking about he got his own problems. Like, nah, motherfucker, you done took her ass to the hospital, got her clean. Like, come on. You ain't even really in shit right now anyway. You just need to lay the fuck low. So she convinces him to help her, and he gives her the information to go to Franklin's father's homeless shelter. And that's where she ends up going. But she does end up hearing that his son is funding, his drug lord son is funding his homeless shelter. So I don't know what's going to happen with that. We'll see, because I don't think she knows that's Franklin's father, because I feel like if she did, that would have came up in conversation when she came to enroll. But we will see. And this reporter bitch, it's like, bitch, you need to be careful, because I would not be trying to get into no shit with no drug dealers. None whatsoever, because I would not be trying to be like homeboy who was up on that cross when it's Vixen, and we're going to get to her little hoe ass, fucking had him coming to the back thinking he was about to get his dick sucked, and all of a sudden that motherfucker getting his head beat in with a baseboard. No, sir. But anyway. So, Wanda's at the homeless shelter. Franklin needs to make a decision. Okay, I think that's good. I think I got the major points. So this is the real climax of the episode. So Fatback. So Franklin decides that he's going to give his lawyer to post bail for Fatback $1 million, right? Like I already said, my cheap ass would have been trying to get him like $550. So he comes out of jail and he sees this same vixen from a couple episodes ago who had gotten somebody killed. What the fuck was that bitch name? The bitch who was sucking everybody dick? Cat Stacks. So he didn't see this bitch ain't got the reputation yet. She ain't got enough niggas killed yet for everybody to know to stay the fuck away from her. So Cat Stacks tells him that Franklin and Leon sent her to go pick him up and make sure he had a good time. Franklin and Leon don't even be surrounded by bitches like that. Franklin ain't never had no bitch ain't no bitches in the organization. The only female that's in their organization is Louie. Why the hell would they send a random prostitute to come pick your ass up from the precinct? You dumb motherfucker. That was just, they ain't never even seen this bitch before, but was so ready to believe that she was sent by Leon and Franklin to come pick his ass up and make sure he had a good time. You can tell that's Fatback with his gap has never really gotten pussy regularly, because he should have seen that bitch and should have just known she was lying when she said Franklin and Leon had sent her to come pick him up. That was just so fucking stupid. And then his fat ass squeezes in that car, gets driven into some old, I don't know, what was it, a warehouse, an old factory, whatever the case may be. And that bitch, Tiana, she unlocked that car door, threw that shit over his face, and took him the fuck out. And when he woke up, she was asking where the fuck Leon was. And he was like, I apologize for your daughter. I'm so sorry for what happened to her, but I did not pull the trigger. And I think he said somebody else pulled the trigger, but that bitch wasn't hearing it because she's grieving and she wants revenge. But I would have been like, bitch, yo niggas drew on us first. They was trying to kill us. We didn't know y'all was in the car. Why was they trying to draw on us when y'all was in the car? Your anger is misdirected. But she told that nigga to say a little prayer, to say a prayer. And she stabbed his fat ass up. And she stabbed his fat ass up. And he was out sitting somewhere and they found his body. And Leon, he just couldn't believe it. But it's like, Leon, bitch, this is the business. This is war. Fatback just happened to be a casualty of war. And Fatback was he caused his own demise. He should have had enough common sense to be like, nah, they ain't send your ass. As a matter of fact, I need to knock. If we wasn't, if that was me, as soon as we pulled away from that precinct, I would have fucking rammed that bitch head into the window, drove that bitch head into the steering wheel, knocked her ass out, kicked her out the car, and pulled off with the car and left her ass in the street. That bitch wouldn't have taken me anywhere. I would have went that far just to get the car. I wasn't about to walk nowhere. Wasn't no Lyfts and Ubers back in the day. I wouldn't just be walking the streets of L.A. Fuck that. But that was his fault. He caused his own fucking demise getting in the car with Cat Stacks. So, lastly, I want to touch on homegirl, the one Franklin's fucking. Don't ask too many questions. Just enjoy your dick. Just enjoy your dick. Just enjoy your dick. And leave everything else alone, because that's none of your business. Because the moment you want to be so fucking nosy, you want to know every goddamn thing, you're implicating yourself and you're not even knowing it. So we'll see what her future holds on this show. And that whole ass black cop having them white cops. If I was gonna bust some niggas down, I wouldn't. Me being the pro-black person I am, I wouldn't want no white cops with me busting no niggas down. Nope. Y'all keep y'all white asses there at the precinct. Y'all don't touch these niggas. But we'll see what happens with him and that reporter bitch. I feel like that shit is just not gonna go it's not gonna go unpunished. But that's my review for Snowfall, season 4, episode 6. Say a little prayer. And I will be back next week for my next review at this time, Thursday night. So y'all have a great one. Y'all have just rolled the Maverick. Peace.